Yep.
I got more.
That day is not today.
But that day is not today.
Oh, baby. What is going on, everybody? Welcome into the pregame lounge. We are presented by Miller Lite. It's Miller time right now. And we are live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your front range Toyota stores, where the official vehicle DNVR. Fellas, the Nuggets play tonight. The Dallas Mavs are in town, and we're here to preview the game. I'm Harrison Witt, and that's Brendan Vogt.
Gang, how are we doing? Fellas, ladies, children, aliens,
Whoever's tuning in, welcome.
Whoever's in the ocean right now.
oceans. Yeah, whoever's in the ocean right now, thanks for tuning in.
That's Eric Wedum.
That's right, guys. I am ready to watch Nuggets basketball.
Yes,
What's
sir.
this? Hold on. Jokic is playing.
Wait, you're rooting game notes? What?
What's that? Wait till game notes.
Oh, okay.
Why do I even bother?
That's Superstar Dev.
Friday night at the bar,
It is a Friday, man.
and it feels like it's gonna be an electric one. I'm ready for it.
That
I am
feeling
ready.
is in the air. It's certainly in the air. I'm not going to spoil game notes, but Brendan Vogt, what do we got?
All right, well, let's start slow.
Okay.
Nikola
What's
Jokic
Vlaco
is back.
Chanchar's
He's
status?
back!
Nikola Jokic is back! And misdirection. Very common, very popular these days. And the Denver Nuggets used a little bit of it. Not really. They told the truth, but a bit of a juke move. Jokic was not at practice yesterday.
He was
not
not.
at practice. But he is going to play tonight. He was listed as questionable. He was available, went through his warm-up. And even if you're confused about the available thing, saw some confusion online, the Nuggets cleared that up. Jokic is available.
Well, Michael Malone didn't know. He didn't know in his pregame availability. He said, we'll see.
Just the absolute least coy thing. Jokic was in the building. He was always going to play. And, of course, he is available. Some Nuggets are not, of course. Deron Holmes II still groundbound for now. Aaron Gordon still out with that right calf strain, still rehabbing. He also did not practice. No timeline on Aaron. I would have thought, guys, before the road trip, I would have said educated guess, maybe this game. We're still waiting on Aaron Gordon, so we'll just have to take it day by day, see what the injury report says. For now, he's out. Excuse me, and Vlaco Chanchar, guys, left knee sprain, and it does sound a little more serious than that. At practice yesterday, Michael Malone talked at length about how sorry he feels for Vlaco Chanchar, who so often has come in, played well, done his job, been a glue guy, and then gotten hurt. And he talked about this as a potentially very serious injury, and then he said, quote, "It's not necessarily season-ending," end quote. But honestly, I didn't even know it was in that territory until he said that. So listed as a knee sprain for now. They are looking at options, they said. Malone encouraged Vlaco to do what he thinks is best for himself right now at this stage in his career. Fairly gloom injury update. All that said, what's listed on the injury report for now is still a left knee sprain for Vlaco Chanchar. Some more big news.
good.
Luka Doncic on the Dallas Mavericks side of the court. He's out still with that right wrist sprain. And then Dante Exum is out as well with the right wrist surgery. And then the two-way guys for Dallas. So no Luka, yes Jokic, no Aaron Gordon, no Dante Exum. Those are your headlines.
Okay. So Jokic is in. Luka Doncic is not. Jokic is back, though, Superstar Dev. What are the emotions like right now for you?
I threw something on the grill today, man.
Yeah?
Things was beautiful around the house. I was running around that thing. Somehow my clothes came off. It was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
It was
But
like
now,
that?
now we're here, and I'm excited. I'm ready. We've been all waiting for this. It really feels like a whole new season now.
Yeah, it
like
does. It kinda
I'm,
does.
I'm really back.
Chapter
like,
5.
What chapter are we on
chapter.
now?
Chapter
Yeah.
5, we're again like very small children's level chapter books.
Adam's never written a book. That's what we learned.
D-Line, how excited are you to see our king?
I mean, brother, listen, the vibes were very low.
Yeah. You've been going through it. You have.
I personally realized that recently, very little in life matters anymore, and I'm just gone off the deep end, and I'm drinking more heavily. I'm just
great.
vaping with really
Teenagers.
Yep.
no, just with a complete abandoning all restraint. But then I found out that Nikola Jokic was coming back, and life suddenly had a little bit more meaning. I'm not going to vape tonight, guys.
You're not
Oh,
vaping.
man.
I'll vape.
Okay. Vote. Do you feel like Jokic is going to have an all-time game? Because that's like the feeling I have right now.
Yeah, two ways of looking at it. He could be exhausted, quite likely. But, you father types, as I've learned.
Yeah.
At the very least, you do a great job of pretending that you're very excited when this stuff happens. You guys do at the very least, you do a great job of faking a ton of joy. So,
You think he's fake? You think I'm faking joy when I'm happy?
I'm not
having
saying
a
you
kid?
are. I'm just saying at the very least, you guys are at least faking it very well. When you have children, you seem to be very excited about it.
Yeah.
That seems insane to me.
Yeah.
But again, it's not about me.
Okay.
And I think Jokic could play with some joy tonight. And if the fellas play hard around him, it'll be a big statistical output as always.
I bet he's a little tired. I'm sure, he's been up a lot throughout the night. That's what happens when you have a newborn. But I know this from experience now. When you have a kid, it's one of those events in life that gives you a little extra juice.
Here we go.
I think there are some other events like that as
That's
well.
what I'm talking about.
But things just change, obviously, when you have a kid. So I think Jokic's going to have a little more pep in his step tonight. I feel a monster game coming.
Yeah.
He always has great games against Dallas. It feels like playing against Luka brings out the best in him, it seems. Luka's not playing tonight, but, the Mavs center rotation, it's maybe designed for Jokic to feast on. So
This is true.
I have big expectations tonight for him.
Thanksgiving comes early.
Yeah. What else are you guys looking forward to tonight? What else are you watching for?
Well, me personally, I'm looking for a continuation of what they got going 4 games ago when the Nuggets looked like they were just an unstoppable force, and we all started to get very excited, and we started to see the combination of Jokic ball with the energetic style and the chaos, style of the bench with Russ, and all of these things to sort of put all of their strengths going and rowing in the right direction. I'm ready to see that again.
Yeah. About you, Dev?
I'm ready to see the uncertain part now that he is back. I want to see if they're going to continue to play guys the way that they have.
Mm-hmm.
They have, Dario Saric has stepped up. Peyton Watson has, elevated his game and been a backup player, but now with Aaron Gordon out, he's been, playing a little bit more. And then also I want to see if Jamal is going to adjust to, being back with Jokic. We haven't seen a good game with them two at the same time. So we just finally saw a question of if Jamal Murray is back. Now we're going to get Jokic actually back. I want to see if that continues. So I'm excited to see that.
That's what I'm watching for tonight.
Just really quickly, can we go back to the close-up? Because someone's got to say it. Dev looks great, and the hat in particular, that's the Jokic hat, right?
Absolutely.
No joke. The fit is no joke tonight. That's all. That's all I wanted to say.
Any words on D-Line's fit?
What the fuck, man?
Dude, Eric.
we go
dude.
back and we're both in the shot.
Yeah, that is tough. That is tough.
Back to that.
We need 4 chairs.
As Dev said,
More
I'm
cameras.
looking forward and I'm watching the 2-man game tonight.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray coming off one of his better games of the season. I wonder if this is the night the 2-man game really finds a rhythm and a groove. We talk about chapters of a season. This definitely feels like a new chapter. Maybe the 2-man game launching is part of this chapter. I don't know.
We haven't seen a ton of it this year.
Yeah,
we
we
really
haven't.
haven't. To your point.
We haven't. This is also an NBA Cup game. I know everybody's really excited about
Oh,
that.
we know it's an NBA Cup.
Yeah, you can
Because
feel
have
it
you
in the
seen
air.
the Nuggets court? Have you guys seen what the court looks like?
Yeah, I did just see it.
It's not as bad as some out there.
That's a very low bar.
Yeah.
That's a very low bar. That's like saying it's not as gross as everything you can eat when things like,
Broccoli,
broccoli and,
Peas.
like,
cooked carrots.
yeah, dude, or just like a,
I like cooked carrots.
yeah, poop on toast or
I
something.
actually don't, yeah.
It's yellow. I thought it was more naturally colored.
They couldn't do that.
I'm pretty unexcited to watch a game be played on this yellow court. I'm not gonna lie to you, fellas.
Doesn't it look a little McDonald's All-American-y, you know? Or is that
It
just
does look. It looks
hot doggy?
plastic and cheap, if that's what you mean.
I meant the hot dog kind of color scheme.
I'm not lying. I've never heard anybody say that is a sick ass court with those NBA court. I think they're all dope. I think it's cool.
No, here's what you don't hear is you don't leave and you're like, oh, man, what was up with that court? You're just like, that's the court. And then you like the basketball happens, but like if you're looking at the court, why are we looking at the court?
And I know these guys are
You gotta ask Adam Silver.
I know these guys are pro hoopers and everything, so you're supposed to limit the excuses. This has to be weird, right? Like at some point you look up on a fast break and you just see too much yellow.
I think it's probably weird for the first couple minutes and then
First quarter.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
do you
know.
think, Dev? Have you played on a weird colored
You ever
court
played on a
before?
yellow court, Dev?
A yellow. Aurora Central has a black court.
Is it
the
distracting at
3-on-3
first?
tournament, that was a black court we played
Yeah.
on,
You
right?
didn't think about it.
Actually, that's a good point. I never thought about
Never
it.
thought
Never
about
thought about it at any point.
Yeah.
Well, look, Murray
There you
said
go.
in a practice about a week ago that the red courts were the hardest ones, just
Yeah.
for what it's worth.
Guys, let's move on. Tim Legler, he's calling the game tonight on ESPN National TV. He was in the house. He was at the DNVR bar yesterday, and he spoke with Adam Mars about tonight's matchup, Kyrie Irving versus Christian Brown, and the Nuggets versus Mavs. Let's get to that chat right now and hear what Legler had to say.
All right, I'm here with my co-host on the All NBA show, recorded live on YouTube 4 times a week, Tim Legler. Legs, you are calling the Nuggets and the Mavs on ESPN, but no Luka. But Jokic is here. He's playing. He is back. So now, what do you want to see from the Nuggets? They didn't have Jokic for the last 3 games. He's back. What is it you're looking for?
Well, here's the thing. Jokic is important in this game, particularly because of what you have to do to offset like what they're getting on their front line. Derek Lively's been great.
Yep.
Gafford, they got this two-headed monster. They're gonna be probably somewhere between 12 and 18 rebounds. They're going to be somewhere most nights between 15 and 25 points. I mean, these guys are giving you top line all-star caliber center production out of 2 people. Jokic is going to offset a lot of that because he negates a lot of their ability to get second shots when he's on the floor. So for me, that honestly might be the biggest component. Look, I know how great he is offensively. His ability to clean up the glass and negate what they're going to need in terms of second possessions without Luka playing, critical. So that's why I think getting Jokic back, assuming he plays, big for Denver.
So something interesting happened with Jamal in this last game. You know, I don't know how you feel about this, but he flew. They played on Friday night and they played again on Sunday. And he flew to New York in between those games, left the team to go watch a UFC fight. He was there. He comes back the next game. He laid a stinker. It was a horrible game. He bounced back on Tuesday. So since then, he's had a big game. And he kind of took responsibility. He said, look, I got to play better. I got to lead this team when Yoke's not here, and I got to do it. And I like that because Murray does not give those types of quotes very often, putting the blame on himself. But at the same time, do you think his teammates look at that and go, what are you doing, man? Like, we have a game and you took off.
Definitely. That's something, look, I'm obviously coming from a different generation as a player. That would never have happened when I played, with the exception of Michael Jordan, going to Atlantic City during the NBA Finals, right? Or the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's Michael Jordan. It's different. No, that kind of stuff was definitely looked at differently. Those are massive internal conversations. If you were ever going to allow a player any sort of leeway with something like that, it's a lot more common now. I get it. Different mindset around the league. But I do think, especially if like Jokic is out and now everybody's really looking at you to dial it up and you have the ability to do it. This is a guy that at his best can be a dominant offensive player. It's like, are you thinking enough about what we need from you right now in terms of stepping up leadership? It's a fair point. If you make a decision like that, bottom line is this: you better answer the bell. Yeah. You better come out and ball.
Yeah.
And
he didn't.
And then nobody can say anything.
Right.
So that's the thing. If you're going to do it, you really leave yourself open to a lot of scrutiny if you don't then go play great. You can't just be average. You got to be great if you make a decision like that.
Do you never sneak to Atlantic City during your playing here? Nobody even knew? Just one night? We're close enough?
I've got one great how I showed up at shoot around story.
Okay.
And I'll never, I realized pretty quickly I better never do that again.
Okay.
It was a New York situation. It was actually, we were playing the Nets at the
always
Meadowlands.
New York or Atlanta.
It was the Nets-Knicks trip, right? So it was like the Garden, but it was like the Meadowlands first.
Okay.
There's going to be 8 people there at the game, right? So you're like, okay, we got the Nets first. we get to New York the night before. Guys are going to go out. I did that. I wasn't necessarily 100% myself a shoot around, if you know what I mean.
I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, and I think I learned a lesson that day.
Yeah.
I also learned a lesson one time at a barbecue well after my playing career was over, but I was still in good shape, playing a lot of high-level pickup basketball, and I got challenged to come join this game in a driveway at a barbecue at a friend's house, and I was in a bathing suit. I climbed out of the pool and went out to the driveway barefoot.
Yeah,
everybody's wearing basketball shoes.
Of course, a lot of bad decisions here.
And I just kind of like, okay, this is going to be easy pickings. Who's this clown trying to guard me? And I popped out to the wing and I put my hands out and the ball went right through my hands, hit me dead in the face. I never really saw the pass. Because it was a barbecue.
I was going to say.
You understand what I'm saying?
I think I
understand.
And
it wasn't because of the ribs, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So I literally just let the ball roll off the court, and I just turned and I walked straight to the pool, and I jumped back in the pool.
Yeah.
And I realized where I should be, in my lane
there
that
you
day.
Go.
Point being, if you make decisions like that, back it up.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think I had a pretty good game against them.
You better have a good game.
Well, yeah, the shoot-around wasn't
lost
great.
in the driveway.
The shoot-around wasn't great. But listen, here's the thing, though. Think of what I'm talking about. Shoot-arounds. How often do the Nuggets have shoot-arounds anymore?
Not that often.
Thank you. The league doesn't.
Okay.
My point is, like, you can get away with a little bit more like that.
Man.
Because you don't have to be at the arena at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I don't love
you
that.
got more time to kind of like, okay, get my act together. You know what I'm saying?
That's half the point of
I'm not saying Jamal Murray did that, but I'm just saying, like,
of course.
I'm just saying the concept around uniformity and everybody doing the same thing all the time, there's a lot more leeway in today's league. And if you're going to make those kind of decisions and you show up and play, very few people are going to question it.
Yeah. I want to ask you one last question, which is, no Luka Doncic tonight, but that means extra Kyrie Irving. And Kyrie has been a guy that has been a challenge for the Nuggets to cover, even when they had KCP. To me, I look at Christian Brown. I know you're high on him. Christian Brown is a bigger-bodied guy. I think he's a better defender than KCP at a lot of different matchups. But the guards that are really quick around screens, can pull up in the mid-range, those are the ones I think KCP was a little bit better at. So tonight, Christian Brown gets that assignment. What do you want to see from him?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It's that they're two different body types, right? And Christian Brown he loves guarding the guys that want to play more physically, back you down.
Yep.
He'll hold his ground, put that forearm on your back, very strong, very athletic, can get off the ground and contest. What you're talking about is a different chase action that KCP is so good at. One of the best in this league at that. So look, that's something that Christian Brown's got to continue to work on. There's only so much he's going to be able to do because of how big he is. He's big, strong dude. It's just harder for him to move that quickly. But what I said to you the other day, look, you lost a little bit there with KCP defensively. He's been so much better offensively.
Yeah.
Because he's making threes at a high rate. Yeah. I thought it would take him maybe several years to get to the point where he was like anywhere near 40%. But when you add in making three-point shots with the slashing, the transition finishes, this guy now is putting together big scoring stat lines. So you got to boost offensively. And for a slight probably decline defensively in specific types of players. Overall, it's a win for the Nuggets.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, man. And I like that you're on the Christian Brown train early.
He's one of my guys.
He's one of your guys. He's
one of his guys.
You could have, I think this is
no
a
one's
shared
ever
guy.
said Christian Brown's their guy.
Really?
I can't take Christian Brown?
It's a shared.
It's too late.
It's too late, man. It's too late. He's already broken out.
He's already arrived.
Basically an all-star at this point.
He's already arrived.
He is Tim Legler. We do the All-NBA show. If you've never checked it out, it's a great show. 4 times a week right on YouTube. You're not going to want to miss it. Covering the whole NBA, including your Denver Nuggets.
Great points by Tim Legler, I'd say.
I disagree with 85% of them.
Is Tim Legler number one in the basketball? Well, definitely number one in like the commentator rankings, I'd say.
Well,
right?
let's keep it real. He's on the call tonight. These guys get looked at because the ratings matter, man. Legs has missed some star players in the games that he's called, but Jokic is back tonight. I know sometimes we say the ESPN broadcast, you can skip it. It's our boy Legs tonight. It's our boy Legs tonight on ESPN.
Well, listen, I talked to Legler the other day, and he, his place is not cemented in this rotation, and so
get through the ratings matter.
Yeah, if you like him on the call, you should say it online. Like his bosses see that stuff.
Tune in.
I think it's super cool.
I was also talking with Legler the other day, and we had a beer together. Yeah.
I love that.
I did too.
Legs is not like a friend of the show. He's like ours. He's one of the boys. He's one of the fellas.
He's one of the fellas. Yeah.
He's one of the fellas.
Seeing him in Studio B is pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
I saw this online. Did you guys know the All-Star Game has a new format? It's
Yes.
not a game between two teams anymore.
Yes.
Adam Silver has put down his fist on the All-Star Game. Here's the new setup. 4-team tournament. Each team has 8 players, I believe. 2 semifinal games up to 40 points. The winner advances. Finals game up to 25 points. Do we like this or not?
Hold on, they'll all be at the same place, just kind of waiting for the next game.
Yeah.
They're playing. It's like supposed to be like pickup.
Yeah. 4 teams, 8 per team, I believe.
And
And-
also, isn't it like one of the Rising Stars teams?
Yeah,
Like,
the 4 team is, I believe, the Rising Stars team.
so we got to have like Jared McCain go against
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You know why I like that? Because don't get embarrassed and lose to Jared McCain. You know?
Totally. I mean, I gotta say, like every part of the All-Star break or All-Star game is irreparably broken. So who cares? Like, let's just try something. I can't imagine a game I want to watch less than a reprise of the last 2 years' version of the All-Star game. It's just been like an absolute abject nightmare, and it's getting worse and worse and more embarrassing. So I'm all for it, man. Let's see if they actually can care. Like, pretend that they care for 2 seconds.
Every single month is just going to be a new tournament. The November tournament.
I know. I know.
The All-Star tournament.
I just don't understand
In-season
this, man.
tournament, play-in tournament, All-Star tournament.
It's just so
The
hard.
pre-playoff tournament.
It's
They
so
should
hard
get
for
rid
me.
of the playoffs, and then the way you win the title is if you win the most tournaments.
Ooh, don't
Dude.
tell Adam Silver that. He might
It's
like
so
it.
hard for me to understand not just wanting to watch basketball because it's cool. But I guess a lot of this is for the players because they don't always love to play basketball.
Is there gonna
That's
be?
the problem. We like to watch it. They
Yeah.
don't like to play it.
Is that more team, like more player? Like, would you be considered an all-star? Like, do you get to put that on your accolades?
Yeah,
If
sure.
you're in the Rising Stars game,
Yeah, because
Maybe.
now you're playing in the all-star game.
No,
too.
no, no.
You're playing in the all-star game.
Yeah,
what if
not-
you win the All-Star game, though?
It's like that's not the All-Star
Jared,
game.
Jared is going to be an all-star if they beat any of the teams.
First of all, Jared McCain might just be an all-star right now.
It's
not,
true.
Not even kidding.
Best player on the
it's very
76ers.
He is the
Yeah.
best player on the 76ers.
That's wild.
Okay, so we like it, I guess, kind of.
I mean, well, I'm gonna give it a shot. Like,
Yeah, I'll
I'm-
give it a shot.
I'm not mad about it. I mean, I'm not, I'm mad about the regular All-Star game. So
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our Bet365 picks for today. Superstar Dev's going to try to win us some money here.
Please, Dev.
Try.
Please.
Where are our picks? Hold on. Shout out to Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. And our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Sorry, I'm trying to get the copy up here. I don't have it.
Yeah, sometimes the sheet gets all sticky. You know
Our
what I
pregame
mean?
picks presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use code DNVR365. Deposit $10. Place a bet of $5. Get $200 in bonus bets and a code for the first 2 months of Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365.
What a deal.
Go for it, Dev.
I'm going to try to win the Bet365 tournament with these bets.
I love it.
This game opened, and the Nuggets were 3.5-point favorites, and then Jokic got in, pushed it up to -6. Nuggets are favored by 6 points in this game, and I think this is going to be a beating.
A beating.
I do. I like Nuggets -6 in this
that's
game.
fun.
I'm going to take it.
You never
I'm
like the
also going to
spread.
go over 225. I think that Denver is going to be able to score a ton of points, and that's where a lot of the points are going to come from. Also, they're going to have to try to keep up, so I think that there's going to be some scoring in this one. To stick on that, Denver's over-under for the team total is 115.5. I'm going to take the over there. For the Mavericks side, I'm going to start with Kyrie. He just had 40 against this team. 40. How do you think he's not going to score a lot of points? I'm going to go under 27 points
Whoa! You taking him under?
here. I'm going under. I'm going to have to get the ball out of his hands. Somebody else is going to have to hurt you. The last time it was because a lot of attention was on Luka, where it got him a lot of ISO. I don't think he's going to get that much ISO this game, or it would be just a horrible game plan by Denver. I think that you have to try to keep a body on him at all times and get the ball out of his hand. So I would go more of the assist than I would on points. I think that Klay Thompson is going to get over 16.5 points. I think that's too low. And if I think Kyrie's not going to score, somebody has to score for them. I'm going to go with Klay Thompson. For Denver's side of things, we're going to go over 2.5 3-pointers from Michael Porter Jr. We're back into spacing. We're back into not wanting him to just try to take over or be aggressive in that manner, but maybe just be aggressive shooting the 3-ball. There's going to be a lot of space for him to knock it down. I'm going to go over 2.5 3-pointers. I've been wrong. I've been wrong in the past about this bet. But this one, I'm not going to be wrong on.
Okay, all right.
Michael Porter Jr. under 2.5 assists every single time. I think that this is another game that he's going to get under.
This is such a hater.
Vogt's not happy.
You know what's
Such
such
a
a
hater
hater
face. He's not happy.
Listen,
about
he
it.
averages 2.9 assists per game, but don't kill the messenger.
I like Brown over 4.5 rebounds. I just think that he's going to work a bit harder with the big man back, and his movement gets everyone else involved. Gets a couple of putback opportunities. He just works hard on the rebounding with all that pressure on Jokic. They also brought our favorite bet back.
Which?
We're going to take it. It's the easy bet.
Rebounds
Christian
and
Brown
points?
over points plus rebounds back at 17.5
sir.
is back on the menu, boys. We get this one every single
We
time.
love this one, man.
We love this one, and it's going to hit. Jamal, he got it going offensively last game. Some are even questioning if he's back.
We know he's back.
Nobody's ever asked that. Come on.
Yeah.
Somebody's asked that before.
That would be an exercise in foolishness.
We're going to have a meter after the game, I'm sure. I'm going to go over 20.5 points for him. Our defensive bet, I'm going to go with the defense. We've seen it last time with Peyton Watson in the help side, getting a couple steals, getting a couple blocks. I'm going to go there again, over 1.5 steals plus blocks, the stocks. Now, this is the part where we welcome back our fearless leader, our savior, our beating heart, our big man, Nikola Jokic.
Let's go.
This is
I
an
was like,
ISO.
you better
This is
not-
an
you better
ISO.
not
This
say
is our
Adam after
bets this game. We're going to go over 23.5 rebounds plus assists. That is going to be our lock. I mean, it speaks for itself. We're going to get that. Also, if we're all going to go with assists, we're going to go with the triple-double. He's going to get a triple-double this game. He's going to get it early. Third quarter is when we always expect it.
Oh, my God.
I looked at the weather. It's coming up in the third quarter. And we're going to go with...
That's on the weather app?
Yeah, Jokic over 10.5 assists. These are all easy ones. It's the Jokic prop. We're going to be excited every single time that he does something. I think this is a monster game for him. There's a Jokic 2. A young boy. I think that gives you a push-up. I think this is going to be a good game for him.
Jokic is
also
also still on his streak of third quarter triple doubles.
still on the streak. The last time we saw Nikola Jokic, it was against this very team. He had one of the best Jokic games
that's right.
ever
Yeah.
against this exact same team.
37, 18, 15.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, but that team had Luka Doncic on it. This is a worse version of that team, even.
This is a better defensive team now that you put it like that.
Thanks, Dev. Anybody else got any bets they're putting in tonight?
I'm putting together a parlay. I'm trying to figure out if I'm done or not. I've got Michael Porter Jr. 2+ threes made.
Yeah.
Christian Brown over 17.5 points plus rebounds. You have to take that. Then the money line of Denver. Just taking the money line. That puts me at plus 210. Feels like you know what it needs a little bit more of? Juice. Juice
Some
this bad
juice.
boy up. I gotta find out what should be my last little kicker here.
While you're taking a look there, D-Line, I'm going to hit some super chats. 'cause
Real
I
quick, though,
don't
must
wanna-
be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Go for it.
Thank you, Harrison Wynn. Cole Bressler in the super chats. I'm jonesing for the juice. Let's go. Hashtag shut up and take my money. Jokic back stats 42, 14, 16. Honestly,
nice.
why not? And no, Eric, we don't want the cup. We want the chip. Hot
Why,
take, rate
can't we
this.
get both?
CB All-Star before Jamal and averages 5.0 steals.
Is it
50 peppers.
is it a either or proposition with the cup and the
It
chip?
is not, no.
Maybe. It might be. I don't know.
We've
never seen it.
History says yes so far. Okay, bet the overs on Yoke, new baby boost.
Yeah, it's real.
Did Brandon Ingram just miss both of those? Unbelievable.
Go back and look at my first show after my daughter.
I remember it.
Legendary performance.
That's what a lot of people say.
Legendary
Yeah.
performance.
They're still
We've got
talking about it.
another
Still.
super chat. Playboy Predator. Sup, Wind and Vote. You two are the heartbeat of DNVR.
What?
Yeah, you hear me, Couch? You hear that?
Dude, this is so. Just to be clear, every person on the set has been shouted out personally for some
Yes.
aspect of the show. Dev, the way he looks.
Yes.
The two of you for being the heartbeat of the show.
Heartbeat. The night's
You know, it
young,
just
Eric.
hurts sometimes,
The night's
guys.
young, and we'll finish with this. Win for you. Jokic 4th MVP or Christian Braun most improved? What's more likely?
Yoke MVP.
The one
All
with
right.
the better odds.
Let's watch Nuggets Mavs. Nikola Jokic is back. I can't wait. Guys, thanks for hanging out in the Toyota Lounge with me. Thanks for everybody hanging out in the Toyota chat. We'll talk to you after the game.
We all silly like the mayor.